Greetings, and welcome to another video from oduclass.com. In this video, we're going to take a look at the purchasing application. In the previous video, warehouse management that we did last week, we really just installed the warehouse module all by itself. This time, I installed purchasing, so you're looking at a brand new installation here with purchasing only installed. But you'll notice also that the warehouse is here, so I'm just going to explain a little bit about that in case you're not familiar with the dependencies that are required. When I installed purchasing, I'm going to type it in here so I can find it. Or I think they say purchase management. So, yeah. What's going to happen is in these, when you install them, there's always dependencies within these, and you'll notice that you can't see here what these dependencies are. If we go down to apps and type in purchase again, part of this is like if I would have to actually uninstall it, I guess, at this point to see the dependencies. Actually, always whenever I do a new install, technical features, we're just going to do this here. I think not doing that is probably why I wasn't seeing everything that I would have expected to see when we look back at purchasing. And certainly that's what it was. Okay, so you saw that before we couldn't see these tabs, and it was because I didn't have the technical features turned on, even though I'm an administrator. So whenever you install a new database as an administrator, you just might as well get in the habit of going in and turning on those technical features. But what I wanted to show you here is some of the information here. You'll notice it added at the top here the information about it if you wanted to go to Odoo and find out more information on the purchasing module. And then here you have the technical data where it shows all of the views it's created. But most importantly, what I wanted to show you is these dependencies: stock account and report, and then you can also see the installed features here and the defined report. So this kind of shows you inside of your configuration what is created when you install this module. And you'll notice that there's a dependency now down here, the dependencies. Now I don't want to get too much into this, but if I click this dependency, you'll notice that it has a dependency. So stock account is dependent on WMS accounting, and so if I click that, and you'll see it in the background show up here, we can see that this is really the new accounting module of Odoo 8. They've renamed it WMS accounting. Now if we click on this technical data, you'll see that it has dependencies as well, as including stock. And so if I click on stock, this gets me to the final place where I wanted to get to, where you'll see that we have this dependency of warehouse management. So in the previous video, we installed this warehouse management by itself. That's all we installed. And in this video, I started out by just installing purchasing. But because of the way Odoo works, it sees these dependencies. And so the purchase management knows it's dependent on the stock account. And if I click that, it knows that this particular module is dependent on WMS accounting. And then it knows in here that WMS accounting is dependent. I might have gotten us backwards. I should have said this. This is the dependency. Warehouse management is the dependency of stock. Now, this is somewhat important to understand, because when you install an application, what that means, and when we go back and look at these modules, that warehouse management is installed. And when I came into this video, all I had installed was purchase management. This module right here, and so it automatically installed the warehouse management features as well. And one of the things you can do is go up here under filters and click installed, and now it'll limit this to all the apps that were installed. So we got our warehouse management, we got our purchase management, and why don't we see the stock and all that? Well, in the other dependencies, it's because we got apps checked. So if I uncheck that, now you're really going to see everything. So there's our WMS accounting layer. If we look further down, we should see stock in here somewhere. But what I'm trying to get to show you is that when you're functionally using Odoo and you're working with different modules, it's important to kind of know what dependencies you have to work with. So with that said, let's move on past that, but just realizing that when you install purchasing, you're also going to get warehouse management. It's going to come with it. And like I said, we already have a video available for warehouse management. You can find it right on the website. Probably should be right next to this video. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to work with purchasing, and we're going to first look at the purchasing module, and then we're going to do a little bit on how it integrates and flows into this warehouse application that we worked in the last video. So purchasing, you'll notice that when you click on it by default, it's going to bring up this request for quotation. So this is where you would create a draft purchase order to purchase goods for your company. Now, this is a new installation. I always like to start out fresh, so these videos are somewhat self-contained. So I'm going to go down to products, and we're going to be a toy company today, and it's Christmas coming up. Buy some toys. So let's say race car is one of the products we're going to have to buy. And you'll notice down here, one of the first things is that you have to decide whether this is going to be a stockable product, a consumable, or a service. Now, the most important thing, if you go over here to the product type, it's going to give you a little bit of information, and it's the most important things to know. If it's a consumable, there will not be stock management on this product. In other words, it's not going to track inventory flows between the purchasing, the warehouse, and then to delivery orders and quantity on hands, or really any kind of valuation. If it's a stockable product, then of course there's going to be stock management. They don't give you the information here for service. It's kind of absent. But service would also not imply stock management, and it would imply also that it is not a physical product. It's something that you would do, labor, things like that. So service would be a good product for, like, if hair salon, a haircut. It would be an example of a service product. Pretty self-explanatory, but it's important to go through. This is a purchasing video, so we want to make sure that we cover everything. So let's say we're going to sell this race car for $25 or whatever. Now, we're right now starting this out with that we're purchasing a finished product, and most likely you're going to be selling it as a finished product. So we're going to keep it simple, but obviously we're going to make the examples a little more complex as we move ahead. So now if we go to procurements, and this is important in setting up a purchasing system, is that you're going to want to put in a cost price. So now if we're selling it for $25, we better, in a retail environment, we're going to need to